My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of Amadeus, Amadeus. Walk me, Amadeus, Amadeus, Amadeus. Okay, I had an opportunity and I had to. But there will be some spoilers in this review, so if you haven't seen it, there's your warning. But, anyways, this is a movie I heard amazing things about. Lots of people call it one of the greatest movies of all time. Everybody gives it a perfect score. So, is it as good as everybody says? No, I don't think so. Is it a bad movie? No, I don't think so. It's perfectly fine. It's a well made, well acted movie, but it's just a one time watch for me. And rewatchability is an important factor. I can't say a movie's perfect if I'm not willing to go back and watch it again. Like, that's. No, like. And this is a movie I never see myself revisiting, ever. It is very odd though because the DVD actually came like one side of the disc has an hour and 40 minutes and the second half of the disc has the last hour. And I knew they did that with VHSs, but I don't know if I own any other DVD that does that. I didn't like it. It was old school and not in a good way. But let's begin talking about the cast. First with F. Murray Abraham because he is the actor who won the Oscar for this movie, and that is a complete joke. Are you kidding me? Best lead actor? Look, he does a great job in this movie, absolutely. But he is clearly supporting. That is category fraud 100%. But once again, he is very good in this movie. Tom Hanks, on the other hand, I do believe should have won Best Actor because this is a fantastic performance. He brings so much life to Mozart, and like you just feel his passion. There's a scene where he's describing about his opera and how there's a scene where it goes from a duet to a triet to a quadret to whatever that, and he keeps going on and on and on, but you just feel his passion, and I love his laugh. Anytime he erupts in those small bits of laughter, it just gives him a distinct personality, and while I was watching it, I'm just like, if this movie came out nowadays, people would just be like, oh, he should play the Joker, baby! Just... You know it's true. You know people would watch this movie and be like, Joker, 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 but no, he does do a great job, and I love that laugh. Then you've got Elizabeth Berridge, who plays his wife, and I didn't think she was good actually. Her performance just felt off. Very little personality, and her voice just didn't like it. You also got Jeffrey Jones, who I thought gave a very good performance, but it was also slightly distracting because he looked like Benedict Cumberbatch in some ways, and yeah, I just noticed that while watching this movie. And the story we got is good. I like the structure of Salieri telling the story. I do like the rivalry between Salieri and Mozart, and how Salieri, oh my goodness, I can't pronounce his name properly, but you know who I mean, F. Murray Abraham, how he feels like he's been cursed because he's been given just enough talent to recognize true talent. And that's a very fascinating idea. And I also love how Mozart is pushing himself and he's just striving for perfection. I love that one scene where he's just asking the emperor, what didn't you like about it? What part? And it also manages to be a great exploration of pride and talent and mediocrity. And I do wish the story leaned into that a bit more. If I'm being honest, yes, it's a biopic of Mozart in his operas, even though I would have liked a bit more of his music, but it mainly focuses on his operas. And you see one and you're just like, okay, that's very well made, but you see quite a few of these operas, and I would have liked more focus on the characters and themes. I also thought the relationship between Mozart and his wife was rather lacking. Like, it's kind of set up at the start that he cheated on her, but then it's never brought up again. And the whole last act angle of his life falling apart and his illness gaining hold of him just comes out of nowhere for me, and I do think it's 40 minutes too long. So I do love lots of the character work here. I do love the themes that are being explored. I just wish they spent more time on the more interesting stuff than the least interesting stuff. And that's where the movie, I think, definitely could have been a bit better. The directing, though, is very strong by Malice Foreman. The costumes, the production design are all excellent. Like I said, even though the opera moments, there's too many, they still are brought to life in perfect manner. The sound is great, and I love how you can hear what Mozart is hearing when he's talking about music. It just allows us to get into his mindset a lot better. So, yeah, like that's all I really have to say on this movie, which kind of says a lot. Like it's 2 hours and 40 minutes long, but I just don't think there's all too much to this movie. It's definitely too long. It's definitely lacking in some areas, but it still manages to be very well acted. Tom Hanks especially, but F. Murray Abraham is also great. It's very well directed. I love the ideas it's trying to explore, but I don't ever see myself rewatching it. There's very little entertainment value to it. I think some elements could have been done more effectively. You know, the fall of Mozart, the relationship between Mozart and Salieri, I would have liked a bit more of that. The marriage of Mozart and Constance. And all those ideas are huge, really, and they just lack any bit of weight. There's very little emotion in this movie, and like I said at the start, the movie is split into 2 discs, and I thought the first disc was by far superior to the second. So, yeah, it does some things right, does some things poorly. Could have been a better movie, could have been more entertaining, could have been shorter, but it's still fine for what we got, so I'll give Amadeus a 6 out of 10. Gavin, you just lost all your credibility. Amadeus is a perfect masterpiece. How dare you have a different opinion? Well said. Well said. But have you seen Amadeus? What did you think about it? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for some more videos soon. And Gavin, out.